an amateur golf tournament.
Nice.
Him and his friend, my son, their first amateur golf tournament. I'm like, do they get money for that?
Amateur, no money, no pay.
But then doesn't that qualify
Take care,
you
Al.
for?
Good. Thank you, El.
Ryan, are you good? Yeah. Ashley, are you good? Mike's are on. Good evening and welcome to the April 23rd, 2024 meeting of the Roseland governing body. Adequate notice of the meeting is provided with the Open Public Meeting Act, and at the date, time, and location of the meeting, including the annual meeting schedule, posted on the public bulletin board in the municipal building and filed in the office of the borough clerk. Those attending tonight's meeting via Zoom, the agenda and any other relevant documents can be found on the borough's website. Attached to the meeting notice posted in the news and announcement section. During the meeting, an announcement will be made prior to the two public comment periods. Anyone wishing to make a public comment via computer will be instructed to use the raise your hand icon, and anyone wishing to make a public comment via telephone will be instructed to dial *9 at the appropriate time. For those in attendance in person or remotely, please provide your name and address when selected. If you are eligible for Daniel's Law, please just announce your name. Ms. Kennedy, would you please call the roll?
Mayor Spango,
Present.
Mr. Barty,
Here.
Mr. Borough,
Here.
Mrs. Fishman, Mr. Goldstein, Mrs. Parati,
Here.
Mr. Torello.
Here.
Please rise for the flag salute. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. First agenda item is our first round of public comment. Any member of the public wishing to be heard, come forward, state your name and address for the record. If you're with us via Zoom, use the raise your hand icon. And if you're with us telephonically, press *9. Okay, hearing and seeing none. Ryan, no one there? Thank you. First, we have a mayoral appointment, reappointment to the Library Board of Trustees, the Board of Education's Superintendent's alternate, Ms. Sessa, who served for quite some time before I think we all were here. Do we have a motion to appoint Mrs. Sessa to the Library Board of Trustees?
So second.
Barty, Trillo, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none. Next on the agenda, we have ordinance 8-2024. Ms. Kennedy, please read the ordinance by title only.
Bond ordinance amending section 3A of bond ordinance 25-2021 of the Borough of Roseland in the county of Essex, New Jersey, finally adopted November 23rd, 2021, in order to amend the description of the project.
Is there a motion to introduce ordinance 8-2024?
So moved.
Second.
Parati, Trillo, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none.
Am I supposed to?
No.
Just announce the public hearing.
Oh, ordinance number 8/2024 will be posted on the borough's website, and the notice of public hearing will be published in the progress. The public hearing will be held on Tuesday, May 21st, 2024.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is ordinance 9-2024. Ms. Kennedy, please read the ordinance by title only.
Ordinance reappropriating $386,453.91 proceeds of obligations not needed for their original purposes in order to provide for the construction of the Fullerton Brook footbridge in and by the Borough of Roseland in the county of Essex, New Jersey, and authorizing the cancellation of bond ordinance 11/2023 of the Borough, finally adopted May 16th, 2023.
Is there a motion to introduce ordinance 9-2024?
So moved.
Second.
Trillo, Barty, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Ordinance number 9/2024 will be posted on the borough's website, and the notice of public hearing will be published in the progress. The public hearing will be held Tuesday, May 21st, 2024.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is ordinance 10-2024. Ms. Kennedy, please read the ordinance by title only.
Bond ordinance reappropriating $672,000, including $641,250 proceeds of obligations not needed for their original purpose, and $30,750 from the capital improvement fund in order to provide for various capital improvements in and by the Borough of Roseland in the county of Essex, New Jersey.
Is there a motion to introduce ordinance 10-2024?
So moved.
Second.
Parati, Laurent, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none.
Ordinance number 10 will be posted on the borough's website, and the notice of public hearing will be published in the progress. The public hearing will be held Tuesday, May 21st, 2024.
Next is introduction of ordinance number 11-2024. Ms. Kennedy, please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance amending Chapter 17 of the revised general ordinances of the Borough of Roseland entitled Water and Sewer, Section 17-21, entitled Permits and Fees to establish affordable housing units, sewer permit fees, sorry.
Is there a motion to introduce ordinance 11-2024?
So moved.
Second.
Trillo, Barty, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none.
Ordinance number 11-2024 will be posted on the borough's website, and the notice of public hearing will be published in the progress. The public hearing will be held on Tuesday, May 21st, 2024.
Thank you. Next ordinance for introduction is ordinance 14-2024. Ms. Kennedy, please read the ordinance by title only.
A bond ordinance of the Borough of Roseland in the County of Essex, New Jersey, rescinding bond ordinance 26-2023 in its entirety.
Is there a motion to introduce ordinance 14-2024?
So moved.
Second.
Roddy, Barty, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none.
Ordinance number 14-2024 will be posted on the borough's website, and the notice of public hearing will be published in the progress. The public hearing will be held Tuesday, May 21st, 2024.
Thank you. Next, we have public hearing on ordinances. First ordinance is a public hearing on ordinance 4-2024. Ms. Kennedy, please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance to amend Chapter 30, Land Development, Article 4, Zoning regarding the rezoning of Block 32, Lot 9.01 from an R6 to B2. The rezoning of Block 30.01, Lot 3 from R2 to OB2. And to repeal of the R2A Single Family Overlay District.
Do we have a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance 4-2024?
So moved.
Second.
Barty, Barak, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none. Does anyone wish to be heard on ordinance 4-2024? Hi, Ms. Burnham, come on.
Hi, I'm Elaine Turner from 68 Freeman Street in Roseland. Can you just explain this to me, because I got a letter in the mail that I'm 200 feet from that property.
So in anticipation of that, we brought from Colliers Engineering and Design, normally Dan Block is our representative. Kristen Russell is here to explain the ordinance. If you can come forward, Kristen, please.
Do you know which property
Well,
you got a notice about? Because there's 3 different
Well,
areas.
I'm assuming that it's from Eagle Rock Avenue all the way back on that service road. And is it including the property that's on Freeman Street? That's,
Can you help me identify which of these
Which
zones?
block and lot?
That would be
Okay,
here,
got it.
because this is
Yep.
Freeman's at the top here, and this is Monroe.
Okay, I'll speak to that one.
Testing my eyes with these.
I know. Okay, so your property was noticed because it's proximate to the R2A Single Family Overlay District.
okay.
Now, what that does is the current OB1 zone allowed a R2A single family overlay, which means that the office district allows a residential option. Now, the area where that overlay exists has already been developed residentially.
Okay.
And when that was done, a deed was placed on those properties saying that what's done is done, no further development is allowed. Consequently, there's no need for the zone. The lot has been developed, nothing more can be developed there. The purpose of that zone has been carried out, and there's no need for it to exist anymore, therefore.
Okay, so nothing will be
It's-
built.
It's not for future development.
Oh,
That's the
yeah,
best way I
no.
can put it.
No, that's right, thank you.
That's all I.
That's the best way I can put it.
Okay, because when we built the house, we were
Yep.
told nothing will be built across the street.
Agreed. Agreed. I know exactly, Eric. Nothing for future.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Does anyone else wish to be heard on ordinance 4-2024?
Sean Coe, 65 Monroe Ave. In question about the same thing there. So if it's being repealed, what is the new zone that's going to be that section of land?
So underlying that residential overlay was and will continue to be an office zone. It's OB-2.
But there still won't be any development in that zone because
Well, so the.
that was one of the stipulations of the overlay, right? Was that there would be no future developments. By repealing it, doesn't that allow for future development of that?
No, because now it would just go back to basically, well, when it was developed, it can't go back because there was a deed restriction placed on those properties saying no more development.
Because of the overlay though, right? Because of that zoning?
Yes, but
By
the
repealing
deed
the
restriction carries with the land regardless of the zoning.
Okay, so it's
Once
just
again, no future development.
no future development
Yeah.
anywhere in that. And is it going to be just R2 or it's OB2?
OB2?
Okay.
So the property that has the overlay is this
Mhm.
linear piece with the star
Yep.
that I drew on there. That's where it's residentially developed. This area over here is all office.
Like here, and this is all just.
Yeah,
woods
so it's
behind us
basically
between
gonna be,
Greenfield Drive.
stay the way that it looks right now.
And nobody's like appealing this to come in there and try and develop it, and that's why this zone is being changed.
No,
There's no application to change.
no, no,
this. Okay,
no.
thank you.
And just so you know, these changes that we made are by adjustment to the master plan by the planning board based on their recommendations. But there's no one looking to do this to develop. Simplest way we can put it. Does anyone else wish to be heard on ordinance 4-2024? Thank you, Ryan. If not, may I have a motion from the governing body to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Trillo Parati, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none, not Mr. Watkins, Ms. Kennedy. It says Mr. Watkins. Ms. Kennedy, please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance to amend Chapter 30, Land Development, Article 4, zoning regarding the rezoning of Block 32, Lot 9.01 from R6 to B2, the rezoning of Block 30.01, Lot 3 from R2 to OB2, and the repeal of R2A Single Family Overlay District.
Do we have a motion to adopt ordinance 4-2024?
So moved. Second.
John wins.
Trillo Baron. I'm sorry, I'm not used to you being there. I'm trying to throw you off my game today. I'm
See,
used
you're
to it.
hearing his voice from a different angle.
Roll call vote, please, Ms. Kennedy.
Mr. Barty?
Yes.
Mr. Brant?
Yes.
Mrs. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Trillo?
Yes.
Ordinance number 4, 2023 will be advertised in the progress as a passed ordinance and shall take effect as provided by the law.
Thank you. Next ordinance for public hearing is ordinance 5-2024. Ms. Kennedy, please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance amending Chapter 30 entitled Land Development, Section 30-1101 entitled Affordable Housing Mandatory Set Aside.
Is there a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance 5-2024?
So moved.
Second.
Parati, Trillo, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none. Does anyone wish to be heard on ordinance 5-2020? Hearing and seeing none, may I have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Trillo, Parati, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none. Ms. Kennedy, please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance amending Chapter 30 entitled Land Development, Section 30-1101 entitled Affordable Housing Mandatory Set Aside.
Do we have a motion to adopt ordinance 5-2024?
So moved.
Second.
Barty, Parati. Roll call vote, please, Ms. Kennedy.
Mr. Barty?
Yes.
Mr. Brant?
Yes.
Mrs. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Trillo?
Yes.
Ordinance 5 will be advertised in the progress as a passed ordinance and shall take effect as provided by law.
Thank you. Next ordinance for public hearing is ordinance 6-2024. Ms. Kennedy, please read the ordinance by title only.
Calendar year 2024 ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a capping.
Is there a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance 6-2024?
So moved.
Second.
Trillo, Barant. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none, does anyone wish to be heard on ordinance 6-2024? Hearing and seeing none, may I have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Trillo, Barty, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none, Ms. Kennedy, please read the ordinance by title only.
Calendar year 2024 ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish capping.
Do we have a motion to adopt ordinance 6-2024?
So moved.
Second.
Parati, Trillo, roll call vote, please, Ms. Kennedy.
Mr. Barty?
Yes.
Mr. Barant?
Yes.
Mrs. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Trillo?
Yes.
Ordinance number 6/2024 will be advertised in the progress of the past ordinance and shall take effect as provided by law.
Next ordinance for public hearing is ordinance 7-2024. Ms. Kennedy, please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance amending section 14-4 of the revised general ordinances of the Borough of Roseland entitled Use of Outdoor Facilities.
Is there a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance 7-2024?
So moved. Second.
Barant, Trillo, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none. Does anyone wish to be heard on ordinance 7-2020? Hearing and seeing none, may I have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Barty, Trillo, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, Ms. Kennedy, please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance amending section 14-4 of the revised general ordinances of the Borough of Roseland entitled Use of Outdoor Facilities.
Can we have a motion to adopt ordinance 7-2024?
Moved.
Second.
Barant, Barty, roll call vote, please, Ms. Kennedy.
Sure.
Trillo, excuse me, Trillo, Barty.
That's it.
Okay.
Roll call vote, please, Ms. Kennedy.
Mr. Barty?
Yes.
Mr. Barant?
Yes.
Mrs. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Trillo?
Yes.
Ordinance 7/2024 will be advertised in the progress as a past ordinance and shall take effect as provided by law.
Why? That's not right. Not right.
Which one?
The ordinance that we have is different.
Then, right, then the number.
Yeah. I think this was just sent. I think this was sent before. That's why.
Oh, okay.
This was old.
Okay. Then that's why I didn't have it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just was,
I
I
thought,
wanted
I
to
thought the
look.
same thing.
Yeah, because I want to
Yeah.
look up and.
Okay. Mayor, I have a resolution regarding the reading of the budget.
Will the deputy clerk please read the resolution?
We have resolution number 149/2024, approval to read the 2024 municipal budget by title only.
I offer the foregoing resolution and move its adoption.
Do we have a second? I'm sorry.
I second the motion.
Will the deputy clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Barty?
Yes.
Mr. Barant?
Yes.
Mrs. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Trillo?
Yes.
The resolution is adopted. I will entertain a motion to open the hearing on the budget.
I move that the budget hearing be opened.
Second.
Roll call vote, please, Ms. Kennedy.
Mr. Barty?
Yes.
Mr. Barant?
Yes.
Mrs. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Trillo?
Yes.
Mayor, this is the time fixed for the public hearing on the 2024 municipal budget. The budget was approved by the governing body on March 19th, 2024, was advertised as required by law on April 9th, 2024, together with notice of hearing for this time.
Before we open the hearing, we'd like to outline the procedure. The governing body will first vote on a budget amendment, and then each person desiring to be heard from the public can come forward if they're with us in person or if they're with us electronically, give their name and address before speaking, unless they're eligible for Daniel's Law, which they will only give their name. We'll recognize one speaker at a time in order of rising as nearly as we can determine. Address all questions to the chair, which is to my left or your right, Councilman Barty. Where necessary, they will be referred to individual members of the governing body or municipal officials. Questions or concerns about this is solely confined to the municipal budget before us. Any other matters are not proper subjects to the hearing and cannot be discussed or heard here tonight. I now declare open the public hearing on the 2024 Roseland municipal budget.
Mayor, I have a resolution regarding an amendment to the budget.
Will the deputy clerk please read the resolution?
We have resolution number 150, 2024, amendment of the 2024 municipal budget. Whereas the local municipal budget for the year 2024 was approved on the 19th day of March 2024. And whereas the public hearing on said budget is being held as advertised. And whereas it is desirous to amend said budget. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Roseland, County of Essex, that the following amendments to the approved budget for 2024 be made. In the current fund, under municipal debt service excluded from caps, recategorizing $60,900 from Green Trust Loan Program to ECIA Capital Lease Program for the total municipal debt service excluded from cap of $1,561,852. In the capital budget, adding the water main replacements on Cooper Avenue and Eagle Rock Avenue, which were approved last year, to sections A, B, and C in the amount of $669,000 for Cooper Avenue and $10,000 for Eagle Rock Avenue to increase the capital budget by a total of $679,000 from an estimated total of $11,242,784 to an estimated total of $11,921,784. Be it further resolved, 2 certified copies of this resolution will be filed forthwith in the office of the Director of the Division of Local Government Services for her certification of the 2024 local municipal budget, so amended.
I offer the foregoing resolution and move its adoption.
Roll call vote, please, Ms. Kennedy.
Mr. Barty?
Yes.
Mr. Brant?
Yes.
Mrs. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Trillo?
Yes.
The resolution is adopted. Any member of the public wishing to be heard on the 2024 municipal budget? Hearing and seeing none, I will entertain a motion to close the hearing.
Mayor, I move that the hearing be closed.
I second the motion.
Barty, Parati, roll call vote, please, Ms. Kennedy.
Mr. Barty?
Yes.
Mr. Brant?
Yes.
Mrs. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Trillo?
Yes.
Mayor, I have a resolution to present this time to adopt the municipal budget for the year 2024.
Ms. Kennedy, please read the resolution.
I have resolution number 151, 2024, adoption of the 2024 municipal budget.
I offer the foregoing resolution and move its adoption.
Second.
Barty, Brant, roll call vote, please, Ms. Kennedy.
Mr. Barty?
Yes.
Mr. Brant?
Yes.
Mrs. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Trillo?
Yes.
The resolution is hereby adopted.
Mayor, I request that the deputy clerk be instructed to read section 2, the adopting resolution for the budget.
Ms. Kennedy, please read the resolution.
Be it resolved by the council members of the Borough of Roseland, County of Essex, that the budget herein before set forth is hereby adopted and shall constitute an appropriation for the purposes stated of the sum therein set forth as appropriations and authorizations of the amount of $10,390,037.05 for municipal purposes, $421,238.26 open space, recreation, farmland, and historic preservation trust fund levy, $648,895 minimum library tax, and with general revenues included, $2,900,000 in surplus anticipated, $2,107,701.71 miscellaneous revenues anticipated, $500,000 receipts from delinquent taxes, and $10,390,037.05 to be raised by taxation for municipal purposes, $648,895 to be raised by the minimum library tax, for a total revenue of $16,610,633.46.
Mayor, I make a motion that the clerk be instructed to lay the budget out in full in the official minutes of the meeting.
Second.
Barty, Trillo, Ms. Kennedy, roll call, please.
Mr. Barty?
Yes.
Mr. Brant?
Yes.
Mrs. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Trillo?
Yes.
Pick the right one to take.
I
off.
know.
He really did.
You saw it.
Next on the agenda, we have Resolution 152-2024, the April 19th bill list. Everyone received the bill list for questions, concerns, or recusals. If there are none, take a motion to approve the bill list.
So moved.
Second.
Trillo, Parati, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none. Next, we have resolutions 1 through 5 on your agenda by resolution number 153-2024 through 157-2024. It's a misprint, it says 2025.
Yeah.
Everyone review the resolutions for questions, concerns, or recusals. I'd like to move them in their entirety.
Moved.
Second.
Trillo, Parati, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none. Next is the consent agenda. It's always nice when we see more volunteers. 2 cadets for the fire department.
Yeah.
And I guess recreation training or something like that at American Dream at no cost. Motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Parati, Barty, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none. Mayor's report. Happy Passover to our Jewish community. That's why Councilwoman Fishman and Councilwoman Goldstein are not with us tonight. It's their holiday. I wish them a happy Passover. Thank everyone for a great Easter. OEM, Recreation, Fire Department, Public Works. They did a great job last month. And we are looking forward to Memorial Day. We have our normal ceremony. It's not our ceremony. It's the VFW ceremony. And then we have the parade at West Essex. So we'll have great weather again.
West Caldwell.
West Caldwell,
Caldwell.
excuse me. West Essex. I don't have anything further. I'll go to committee reports. Finance Administration, Councilman Barty.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd also like to wish the Jewish community happy Passover. Congrats to the mayor, council, and Maureen for passing the budget tonight, adopting the budget tonight. And great job by Ashley tonight. I think she's doing a great job. Want to call that out. That's all I have.
Next year, if Jock says, I need you to cover the adoption.
Check the agenda.
Hard now.
That's it. Thank you.
Councilman Trillo, Recreation.
So we just had opening day this past weekend. It went really well. Our usual piece of Americana here in Roseland. It was well attended. And we're looking forward to the kickoff of the baseball season. I believe the first game is being played tomorrow. I think it's the little guys. But it's going to start shortly. I know everyone's anticipating the opening of the fields, and Mayor is hard at working on the phone a lot, trying to move some bodies and get
Here
some
at
people,
7 o'clock yesterday morning.
get some people going.
G going.
It's going to be great when it opens, and we'll all be, I think, thankful and appreciative once it's there. But we're all just so, anticipating getting on there. Maybe we'll have a ribbon cutting of some sort. I know the honorary mayor is interested in setting foot on the new fields with some official title. Otherwise, looking forward to a great season, and hopefully the weather has turned around now for good. So we'll see how it goes. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman Fishman, as I said, is not with us. Senior Family Service, Councilman Trillo or Barty have anything to add?
No, nothing.
Nope.
Yeah.
I know we're looking forward to May 17th is our senior luncheon. Senior of the year is, I call him chairman because he's chairman of the planning board, Lou LaSalle. I told him he's only eligible to be senior by 1 year, but he's very excited and very well deserved for Lou. Public Works, Councilman Goldstein is not with us for his holiday. Councilwoman Parati or Councilman Barant, anything to add?
No.
Public Safety, Councilman Parati.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to thank Bob Garrity from the First Aid Squad, Rich Lovelace from the Fire Department, and of course Director Chaffee from the Police Department for opening day. We had all 3 services there. The Police Department, their community outreach program, gave out the hot dogs. It was great. I want to thank them for being there. I also want to thank Cadet Jacob and Cadet Grayson for volunteering for the Roseland First Aid Squad. I didn't want to mess up their last names, so I'm just going to call them by their first name.
I just called them cadets. It was
The cadets, I want to thank them. I've met them once or twice. It's great to see young kids volunteering. We need more. So any of the other young ones, the First Aid Squad is always looking for people. So I just want to say, get out there and volunteer.
Capital Infrastructure and Engineering, Councilman Barant.
Ridge Road was paved.
Hey.
Ridge Road was paved. Pavement markings were laid down. I saw them. I'm sure there might be a couple punch list items here and there, but Looks good to me.
Did they put speed
Any
bumps?
speeding at their?
I was just gonna say, did they put the speed bumps there?
No, they didn't.
Or? No, there's no humps.
With the budget being adopted, I'm sure new projects will be coming down the pipeline. So I'll be in touch with Maureen and Joe to start spending some money.
Yo,
That's all I have.
Anyone else have anything to add to committee reports? If there are none, we have the April 9th executive session minutes and the April 18th minutes and executive session minutes. We'll receive the minutes for questions, concerns, or recusals. If there are none and everyone reviewed them and have no issues, we'll take a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Baron Trillo, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none. Next, we have our second round of public comment. Any member of the public wishing to be heard, come forward, state your name and address for the record. If you're with us via Zoom, use the raise your hand icon. If you're with us telephonically, press star 9. Hearing and seeing none, we do not need an additional round of executive session. The only item left on the agenda is a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Trillo, Barty, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none. Thank you, everyone.
Remember to get your disclosures in by April 30th. April 30th? May 1st, April 30th? Rather wait through the school.